Hey everybody, we're here with Anthea and she's going to teach us about a very popular opening here in Colorado called the fishing pole. Take it away, Anthea.
Okay, the fishing pole. Anyone who reads Brian Walsey Miles knows about the fishing pole, so we're going to look at that today. I don't really need the book for this. Okay, so E4, E5, let's see, I have 6. This is from Ruy Lopez. And this is what's the name of this variation? You don't happen to know it, do you?
So this is, the fishing pole is an opening played from the black side, and this is the Berlin defense, right?
Right.
It comes out of the Berlin defense.
Yeah, and it's for black.
Right.
So the way it goes is you go here. Now, the correct way to deal with this knight for white is actually just to ignore that knight. It doesn't belong there, so just ignore it. But there's an inclination to kick it. So what's very shocking, and when the first person who played this against me, they completely shocked me. They went here, and I was like, huh? You know. So I'm like, well, okay, great, free knight. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. Well, then things got really bad for me. And there's basically, I don't know if there's anything you can do now. Well, notice how the pawn is attacking the knight, so already black is threatening to win the knight back. So there's a number of different places, you know, he could go. Let's just say he goes here. Well, then the problem is, once you play H takes back, you've opened up this rook file, and then you bring the queen on, it's over.
Yeah, that's a scary looking battery there. Yeah.
I mean...
So, what if white tries to play F3, so no, you can leave the queen there. What if he plays F3 to try to make an escape square?
Then, what you want to do is you want to cut off escape squares for the king, so you just...
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So that you make sure you can't flip away.
Right. Wow, that's deadly.
It's more than just winning the knight back. We're going to checkmate him.
Right, exactly.
Fish in the pail. Put the fish in the pail.
Yeah.
So that is one way that it can go. There's another really cool variation here. And for that one, I do need the book.
Yeah, and this is a great opening for blitz games too, right?
Yeah,
because a lot of people play the Ruy Lopez. I mean, this is like that. You know, this is like what Kramnik was playing in the World Championship match. He played the Berlin defense, and Kasparov played that same variation as white. So it's, you know, even at the Grandmaster level, the first 4 moves, players would do stuff like this, you know.
Well, there's a video on one of the videos that you have on your site, on your YouTube site.
Yeah.
Is Walter Brown losing to the fishing pole.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
So if you ever think that it can't, it's nothing. Well, yeah. I mean, technically, if you just let the knight sit there and don't chase it, yeah. But
yeah, that's right. My friend Francisco played Walter Brown in a Simo, and he beat him in like 20 moves with the fishing pole. So this is pretty deadly stuff you're teaching here.
And it's pretty fun to watch that video too of Walter Brown losing to the fishing pole. How many times was he the U.S. champion?
Yeah, like 6 times. So your co-author Brian, he's analyzed this opening in a lot of depth.
Yeah. And that you can go to Wolverine.com and see all kinds of stuff about the fishing pole. He really has popularized it. Okay, so go back here again. I guess almost the same. I gotta figure out where I am here now.
Right, but even the computers haven't really figured out refutation for this or anything. I mean, it seems like a really solid opening.
Except, I think if you just ignore it.
Right.
Now this variation, basically the knight really isn't doing anything yet.
Yeah.
It's when you unleash this cannon that trouble starts.
Right.
And you do that by this. This is like, think of this as the fish, or I guess this is the fish on the hook, and you got your fishing pole, and you just put it out there with your fish.
Yeah, that's kind of like the bait.
That's right. The fish is on the end of a pole.
Right.
And it's the bait, and we've even got pictures of it in the book. And then you take the bait, you bite the fish, or the fish bites the worm, and then down comes the...
And fish is also a chess term for someone who's like a beginner, not very good, as you call it.
And that's what I felt like when I lost to this. And then when I said, what was that? You know, I said that to I believe it was Al Gardner did this to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said, what was that? Oh, no, it wasn't Al Gardner. Anyway, and I said, what was that? And he said, oh, it's Brian Wall's emails.
Right.
And I was just back into town, and I hadn't seen Brian for a while. Okay.
Well, it's interesting, too, because I think a lot of people in Colorado might know this opening, but I know Francisco,
that's true.
He's had a lot of good luck once he moved to Arizona.
To get out of Colorado, that's right.
So, you know, other places of the country is probably a real deadly weapon to learn because nobody knows it, you know.
Right, and the fact that it worked on Walter Brown.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And yeah, I would imagine you take this, you can't play this opening in Colorado. You know? But you go to Georgia or New York, well, New York, I don't know, but you just go somewhere else, you know, go catch some fish in some other waters. So, because the waters here are all fished out. Okay, rookie 1.
Pun intended.
Bishop c5. So, what this move is since he hasn't taken the bait yet, you know, once he goes here, that's when he's been taking the bait. But if he doesn't take the bait, you just keep putting pressure. And also, this is a lot of pressure here. You're you know, threatening for the kiddies. You're threatening the fork. The bishop is aimed at the king and the rook. And notice how the king can't capture the bishop because the knight will capture the king, or because it's moving into check. So we got to remember that there are kids out there who forks are new to them. So for them, I'm going to show them that. Bishop c5, d4. d4, and I think this is where things get kind of cute. Knight takes d4. Knight takes d4. Queen h4. Because the knight has been taken away from its post. So even though they didn't take the bait, it still got a little dangerous. You know, I realize, you know, the knight wasn't doing anything to threaten, but suddenly he was. And I've played a lot of games like that, I'm sure you have too, where you get a piece in your face like that, just sitting there, and it doesn't look like it's doing anything, and then after a few moves, it is doing something.
Well, especially the queen and the knight tend to work well together, because they don't have, the knight can do things the queen can't, and so that can be a real deadly combination. And now the knight that was on f3 kind of defending is gone, so there's really not much protecting the king right now.
Right. Now here, he's going back. I don't even understand how that works, because you're just going to take it. Okay, well, let's see how he takes it. So knight f3, and then queen f2. This is really cute here.
Oh, okay.
King h1. Queen g1. Oh, this is our old friend.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is one of the most fun things you can do in chess.
You actually get, it counts as 2 wins. So rook takes g1, or knight, whichever one takes. And now, for the kids, this is what's called a smothered mate. We looked at this before in the zebra. The king has no escape squares, and there's nothing that can capture here. So once the knight comes here, not only is it forking the queen, but it's also checkmating the king.
Wow.
So in this case, you really don't get any extra points for having forked the queen as well, but it's nice that you did that too. Okay, so that's the fishing pole, and there's tons more on the fishing pole if you just go to Wolverine.com.
Well, thank you, Anthea. That was awesome. That looks like a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to go try that.
That's good. Okay.
Thanks.